Dear children, today let us learn The Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 2, where you have stopped. We continue from there. Here in this scene, Bassanio goes to choose the caskets, and Portia is instructing the people who were present there in the room. Let me read and you follow the text. Away then, I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. Here, Portia is instructing the people when Bassanio goes to choose the casket. What she is saying? She is saying that her portrait is locked in one of those three caskets, and she is telling Bassanio, if you do love me, you will find me. That means if you have real love to me, you will easily find which the casket in which my portrait is kept. And also she is instructing the other people who were present there. What she is saying, Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. You all keep aside and keep on giving one after the other instruction. Then she says, let music sound while he doth make his choice. She is ordering the people who are playing the music that when Bassanio goes to choose the casket, let the music be played. Then, if he lose, he makes a swan-like end. So, when you people come to know that he is going to the wrong casket, the music will go like that. Here she is giving one reference, that is swan. Swan is a water bird. It believed that when the water bird swan goes to die, it will play such a sad music and die in the water, end its life. Before the bird ends its life, it will sing such a sad music and die. So here she is saying that he makes a swan-like end. So here Portia refers Bassanio as a swan which is going to die. If he goes to the wrong casket, the music should be like that. Fading in music, that the comparison might stand more proper, my eye shall be the stream. When he goes to the wrong casket, when he is choosing the wrong casket, the music should be like that. When the swan dies, how it fades its music, and also to appropriate that situation, to bring that sadness to true, I will shed tears. My eyes will be the stream for the swan to die in the water. Here, swan is Bassanio, and the tears which Portia will shed is compared to the stream in which the swan dies. And watery death bed for him. I will make the watery bed for the swan to die. That means my tears will be like a watery bed for Bassanio to fail in it, if he fails to choose the right casket. And he may win. If he wins, that means if he goes to the right casket. And what is music then? She is instructing. First, if he goes to the wrong casket, the music should be like a swan end. If he goes to the right casket, then the music is even as the flourish when true subjects bow to a new crowned monarch. When a new king takes his kingship, how the subjects means the people of the country, celebrate with a victorious sound. Like that, the new crowned monarch, how the people will welcome him with a trumpet sound and with true music. Like that, the music should be. So she is instructing the people who plays the music according to his selection. the music should go. As are those dulcet, she is keep on giving one after the other instructions. As are those dulcet sounds in break of day that creep into the dreaming bridegroom's ear. Here again, many references she is giving. Yeah, it is a custom in some of the places where when the wedding day comes, early in the morning, they play music in the bridegroom's house. And it is just to remind the bridegroom that today is your wedding, and making him to, when he sleeps, the sound, that means they early in the morning they play the music to wake the bridegroom. Such a happy music it should be. So a bridegroom's ear will be filled with such a dulcet, means sweet music. So she is saying that if he wins, that should be like a victorious sound, and also a happy sound for the music which will be played for the bridegrooms, and summon him to marriage. Now he goes with no less presence. And another reference she is saying here, she is sending Bassanio with no less presence but with much more love. So here one more reference. What is there is in Greek mythology there is a story of Troy. The king was sacrificing, asked to sacrifice his daughter, princess, there in one of the sea monster, because that country was under the torture of the sea monster. To deliver the people from that sea monsters, the people, the religious people asked the king to sacrifice his virgin daughter. So he tied princess in the one of the rocks in the sea, so that the sea monster will come and eat her and deliver the country from the torture. So that is the scene she is giving here. When she was tied up, and Hercules, Alcides, other name of Hercules, came to know that this is happening with the princess, and he came forward to, we know that Hercules was known for his power, a man of power that time. So he came forward to deliver the princess from the sea monster. And Alcides, when he did redeem the virgin tribute paid by howling Troy. Howling Troy means the people who were standing there crying for the princess, because they had to sacrifice her, otherwise the country will not be saved. So they are with the pain, with the tears in their eyes. They were standing all around that seashore and crying for that princess. And that time Alcides comes there to save the princess. Like that, here she is saying, I am sending you. You are not less love for love like Hercules had for that princess. You are going to die for me, like that. I stand for sacrifice. Who is stand for sacrifice here? Here Portia compares herself with the princess, and Alcides is compared to Bassanio. The rest aloof, or the Dardanian wives, that means those people who were standing there and crying, with bleared visages come forth to view the issue of the exploit. They have they gathered there to see the scene in which the monster is going to eat the princess, and how Alcides goes there to save the princess. So go Hercules, live thou, I live. If you live, I live. With much more dismay, I view the fight than thou that makest the prey. Prey means here the fight which you are going to fight. I am going to have, I view the fight than you. The fight you are going to fight, but that fight is much more than yours, mine is more than your fight. So I'm also standing here and fighting for the right thing to happen to you. So her heart is filled with sorrow and sadness and anxious, especially with worry what he is going to do, that she is eagerly waiting. Now, music. A song with Bassanio comments on the caskets to himself. So Bassanio has gone near to the casket and he has going through the all three caskets. Tell me where is fancy bred, or in the heart or in the head, where fancy, where love begins, how begot, from where it begins, how nourished, reply, it is engendered in the eyes with gazing fed and fancy dies. In the cradle where it lies, let us all ring fancy's knell. I'll begin it, ding dong bell. So here she is asking the music to be played, and ding dong bell, they have played the music. And Bassanio goes to the casket now. So may the outward shows be least themselves. So here he is standing in front of the caskets and he is giving his view. What Bassanio gives the view of those three caskets. The world is still deceived with ornament. According to Bassanio, ornament means decorated, appearance, good looking, and the whole world is deceived by the outward look. In law, what plea so tainted and corrupt? Wow, law is, so many laws are there, but there is some law to cover the corruption. But being seasoned with a gracious voice obscures the show of evil. So here, evil will be nicely covered by some or other law. So everything is ornamented, that means decorated, covered, and everywhere the deceive is there, deception is there. In religion, if you say law, there is some or other corruption. If you go to religion, what damn dear, but some sober bro will bless it and approve it with a text. See, in religious also, there are so many things, they cover it with the nice text. So there is everywhere, some or other way, they like to cover it, hiding the grossness with fair ornament. There is no vice so simple but assumes some arc of virtue on his outward parts. Vice means evil. So wicked. Every wicked is covered with some or other virtue. Virtue means good character. How many cowards whose hearts are all as false as stars of sand? Here Bassanio says that there are people in this world, they are covered. Covered means they are not so strong in their mind. But what do? They, to show that they are so strong, they are having the nice willpower. So to show that, they have the beard and mustache and all these things, but their life is like that. Their fear, they have fear, and what you can say, they are not so strong like stars which are made out of sand. You can imagine that if you make a staircases out of sand, can you walk on that freely? It will slide like that. That means as stars of sand were yet upon their chins. That means in their chins they make up beards and all, and show that they are strong like Hercules. And frowning Mars. Frowning Mars means the god of valor, and who inward searched have livers white as milk. Here livers white as milk means they are covered. They are people who carry fears in them. They are not so strong people. And these assume but valor's excrement to render them redoubted. Look on beauty, and keeps saying that beauty. So see, the people who use lot of cosmetics to show their beauty, that is again a deception. And you shall see it's purchased by the weight. How much money they put in the costly cosmetics, that much they will show beauty to them, but naturally they are not so beautiful, which therein works a miracle in nature. Above the nature's beauty, they will make themselves so beautiful by using the costly cosmetics, making them lighters that wear most of it. Here he is saying those who use the cosmetic to show their beauty more are not so good in their character. And so are those crisp, snacky golden locks. And another thing, he is keep telling so many comparison. See, there are people who they wear the wigs, golden, that foreign countries and all, they like to have a brown and golden color hairs. So all the curly locks they wear, and the wigs will give them so beautiful, it will look very beautiful, which makes such wanton gambols with the wind. When the wind blows, it will flow like anything, and it will give a beauty to the lady. Upon suppose fairness often known to be the dowry of a second head. What does that mean? It is only the wig. The people who dyed their hairs are made for the artificial hair. So the skull that bred them in the sepulchre. Thus ornament is but the gill shore. He is saying that ornament is just a shore which is dangerous for to carry the people, seashore like that. So it is very dangerous. According to Bassanio, outward appearance, the ornamental, outward look, beautifying, these are all waste. To a most dangerous sea, the beauteous scarf veiling an Indian beauty, like just covering the head. In a word, the seeming truth, according to Bassanio, the seeming truth, it appears like truth, which cunning times put on to entrap the voices. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, gaudy means a bright gold, you became hard food for Midas. Midas, a Arabian story, you must be knowing that the man who wished to have everything in gold, when he touched all the things be turned into gold, at the end he could not eat what all he touched, it turned into gold. So like that, you gold, you made Midas food hard. I will none of thee, I will not select any of this ornamental, that means outward beauty looking casket. No, nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge between man and man, but thou meager lead. So he didn't want to choose the silver or gold, and what he says, thou means you meager lead. Very meager means blunt, not having so bright, meager lead, which rather threateneth than does promise aught. Your words are more than threatening, then blessing. So thy paleness means dullness, moves me more than elegance. Elegance means the brightness of the gold is not at all attracting me. I am very much attracted by the paleness, and here choose I. Joy be the consequence. Whatever the consequence may be, I am going to choose the lead casket. So he is asking for the keys to choose the lead casket. So here we stop, and Bassanio explained nicely about the outward appearance. He was not going with the outward appearance. He is going to choose the lead casket. So let us see what happens in the next part of this scene, and Let's stop over here and go through it and try to understand what Bezzanius views towards all the three caskets.